Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Ossining Town Board regular meeting of Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015. We have some guests today. I'd like to call up my three sons, Christopher, Charles, and Comrade Blaha, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please come forward. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Excuse me. Councilperson Wilshire?
Here.
Councilperson Harder?
Present.
Councilperson Jeffrey?
Present.
And Deputy Supervisor Blaha.
Present.
We have this evening a public hearing in the matter of local law number 4 of 2015 entitled Community Choice Aggregation. Mr. Spector, would you like to address the issue?
I know that there have been multiple presentations in public by the experts on the field. And this local law has been published, and I believe it's been vetted out, and it's something that's been, I believe, passed on by how many municipalities? I forget the exact number, but it's quite a few municipalities. And as you know, if you read through the law, which is a model law that we adopted, which we just adopted and accepted, which is essentially the uniform model law, which adopts this program for Ossining, and it's been passed in numerous communities, and it's intended, obviously, as the name suggests, to give a choice when it comes to purchasing energy and give options and the ability to purchase energy on a sort of a community-wide basis, and then realize the savings with opt-out provisions for whoever does not want to be in it, and nobody's being forced to do anything. It's a technical program. It's been highly vetted, I think, in the community for I think at least 4 or 5 meetings where the proponents have come out and discussed it and answered numerous questions about it. So, without going into greater detail, since it's been talked about so many times, that's essentially where it's at. We had it. State law requires that it be adopted in the form of a local law and a new chapter of our code, which is why we're doing it in this form. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer.
So I remember seeing the proposed law that had been utilized. Has it been? Are we going to utilize it that same way, or are we going to make it our own in some way?
We're essentially using the law,
Okay.
which was written by the experts on the particular program.
Okay. So we're just filling in the blanks of state your name.
A little bit more than that.
Okay.
Well, actually, tonight, this is a public hearing, so that we are inviting members of the public to come forward and state any concerns, questions, comments they may have about the community choice aggregation as it's been presented to the community to date. So it's not necessarily for our vote tonight. There will be another meeting, right, at which we will
That's correct.
Discuss the actual content.
That is correct.
And then subsequent to that vote then on the law itself. But tonight we're looking forward to hearing from members of the public.
Is this gentleman here with respect to it? Right. So there's also somebody here who is able to answer questions about if they're from the public, if any come up.
Sir, can you do you want to tell us your name? Can you go ahead up to the microphone?
I'm Glenn Weinberg. I'm from Sustainable Westchester. So I had a part in writing the law as well as the resolution. So any questions about the program or about the process? So to be clear, you're not planning to vote on the law tonight?
We're not voting on it tonight. We're just here to answer questions, and I'm glad that you're here in case anybody would come forward. We have somebody on hand who is expert in the field.
Yes, I'd be happy to.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Do we have anyone who would like to address the board on this local public hearing, local law?
Hi, my name is Dana Levenberg. I live at 18M Welton Place. I have not had the opportunity to hear the the presentation yet. I was wondering if you could just top line it, but I have had the opportunity to listen to a phone call because I work for Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff, and she was invited to be part of a phone call when the community choice aggregation was being discussed with Sustainable Westchester. And so what I understand is that it offers better rates for people who currently are using Con Edison. And from what I understood from the last meeting when you talked about this, there would be a gas as well as an electric component. So people who are currently defaulting to whatever Con Ed is giving them, they would now have another choice, which is basically aggregately purchased energy that's offered at a much better rate and would have a sustainable component in it too, most likely wind or hydro or something else. So maybe you could just, again, top line it really quickly for those of us in the audience who haven't heard that top line presentation. And just so you know, I fully support community choice aggregation because I think it offers our community members a great option for better prices on their energy and sustainable.
Yeah, you got the big points. It's a energy procurement program, which allows cities, towns, and villages in Westchester to pool their aggregated demand for both electricity and natural gas in order to bring it to a competitive bidding process and therefore fetch a lower rate than a sub-utility rate. And the procurement itself reflects local interests, so interest for carbon-free options, interest potentially down the line for local procurement, meaning local distributed generation, so including maybe utility scale wind, but also local community solar, rooftop solar, or anything else in between that could be aggregated and then sold as part of the mix. So yes, you hit the big points, and I guess I'll leave it there.
Is there anyone else?
Hi, Liz Feldman, 122 Underhill Road, Ossining. If you're not currently with Con Ed, if you had taken the option of another provider back when that was an option, is it still available to you, or is it only for Con Ed customers?
So it is still available to you. You'll have to opt in. Con Ed customers will be automatically migrated and then have the opportunity to opt out of the program. If you already have a private supplier, an ESCO, a contract with them, you'll have to abide by that contract. So if there's an early termination fee or something like that, any kind of exit condition, then you have to follow that exit condition. This will not supersede that. However, once the contract expires, or if you do wish to take whatever measures you have to do to get out of your contract early, then you will be able to opt into the program. At any point, yeah.
Is there anyone else? Can I have a motion? Are we going to adjourn this public hearing, or are we going to close?
Madam Clerk, I would suggest that we close the public hearing.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close this public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I would like to reiterate that this has been the subject of numerous meetings, including public work sessions and even a town hall meeting at which we invited more speakers to elaborate on the various clauses. And they went into some fairly great detail. And I think at this point, though, this has been really it's been a very well-developed conversation with the community and with the sponsors. So thank you very much.
We'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the supervisor or the board members?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I wanted to reintroduce myself as the deputy town supervisor. Supervisor Sue Donnelly is unavailable for this evening, and I've been called up to speak on behalf of the board, and just wanted to say for the record that this is a great honor and privilege for me to serve the town and this community and to chair this meeting. As far as agenda items tonight, we have a number of different proposed resolutions. I'd like to give a little bit of background on a few of them. First, we have a voucher detail report. I invite you to visit our website. Town website does post the voucher detail reports, and if you go on the website, you would see, you basically have a bird's eye view of the day-to-day expenditures of the town, and maybe it's not something that you would do every week or every day, but certainly once in a while we invite you to come take a look and see where your tax dollars are being spent. Later we'll also call for a public hearing on revisions to the 2002 Town of Ossining Comprehensive Plan. Typically review is done every 10 or so years, and this is in line with that. We're about 13 years since the last time the comprehensive plan was passed. It's intended to be a fluid document that evolves over time with the changing and growing needs of our community. So with the expert assistance of our town's planning consultant, David Stolman, and with feedback from the community members, our town board members participated in numerous meetings and revisited many sections of the comprehensive plan. So again, I invite you, our residents and viewers tonight, to please review the proposed revisions to the town's comprehensive plan on the town's website and join us at the upcoming public hearing to share any of your thoughts. Later on on tonight's agenda, we have a proposal that authorizes the establishment of a capital project to finance street paving in the town of Ossining in 2005. Our highway superintendent, Michael G. O'Connor, in consultation with outside road experts, assessed the conditions of town roads and created a comprehensive list of roads in the most need of repair. This board remains focused on maintaining and improving town infrastructure. In the case of road repairs and repaving, the funds dedicated to this paving project in 2015 will not only enhance the driving experience in our town, but it also reduces wear and tear on town vehicles and your vehicles, saving money and inconvenience. And, most importantly, newly paved roads and newly lined roads will improve the safety of our residents and guests. Also on the agenda tonight, we have proposed local laws number 5 and number 9, which at a later time we will hopefully adopt, that update our local laws, specifically regarding amending tree protections, amending wetland protections, amending steep slope protections, and providing a higher level of notice to neighbors of proposed planning changes. To enhance Ossining, I believe we should think globally and act locally. Therefore, these proposed amendments to the town's local laws go hand in hand with the careful review of the town's comprehensive plan that I described earlier. We thank our town attorney, Wayne Spector, and our town planning consultant, David Stolman, for their efforts in working on these proposed local laws. Tonight, we will refer these proposed local laws to the Town Planning Board for review and comment. I want to point out that these local laws about wetlands and tree protection and steep slope protection, they put into action the environmental protections that address the ever-increasing public awareness of how our human activities can harm the natural world around us if not handled with care. By adding protections for trees, wetlands, steep slopes, and enhancing notice to neighbors of possible disturbance of these natural resources, we not only preserve the natural features that make Ossining a unique and special place to live, which of course is very important, but we also collectively do our share to minimize and even reduce the burdens on our environment. Also on tonight's agenda, we have the verification of the distribution and consideration by this board of the financial audit of the town of Ossining for 2014, as well as the town court audit for 2014. If you were listening in on our last meeting, you heard that our auditors once again have given the town a very positive report on the financial condition of the town. We, the town board, budget responsibly, in large part thanks to the diligent efforts by our town budget director, Madeline Zashaz. Thank you, Maddie. The town's expenditures are allocated with precision and carefully monitored by the department heads. We simply could not continue to provide excellent services to town residents without proper budgeting and careful spending by our department heads. In light of this year's very favorable audit report for 2014, I wanted to take a minute and individually thank our department heads who work so hard for our town residents. So please join me in thanking our comptroller, Tom Warren, and Dale Ferrara and their staff for their dedication to our town finances. I also wanted to thank our town clerk, Mary Ann Roberts, and her staff for their hard work. I want to thank our tax assessor, Fernando Gonzalez, and his staff, and our receiver of taxes, Gloria Freed, and her staff. I want to thank our highway superintendent, Michael G. O'Connor, and his staff, our building department led by John Hamilton and staff, and planning secretary, Sandy Anelli. I want to thank our Parks and Recreation Department led by Foreman Mario Bilardo and Chris Soy, who heads up the Recreation and Parks for the town. I also want to give great thanks to our town court with Chief Justice Nancy Koba and Justices John Freed and Michael Twiel, and their amazing court staff, including, of course, Ann Malone. I want to thank our Senior Nutrition Department head, Kathy Asaro. And I want to thank, of course, our town attorney, Wayne Spector, his deputy town attorney, Mark Reisman, and their staff, whose strategies, I'm going to give a special shout out for your strategies, Wayne and crew, that led to the conclusion of the 17 and 20 dispute. This was a successful conclusion to a meritless lawsuit brought by the Village of Briarcliff Manor. And Wayne, thanks to you and our retained outside counsel, the savings of tens of thousands and possibly more money in attorney's fees. So thank you for your efforts. Yes. Due to the state-mandated tax obligations, our town department heads are continuously challenged to find efficiencies, to reduce spending, and with their persistent commitment to reduce costs, we are able, as a board, to increase and enhance existing services. These department heads continue to rise to the occasion, and this is proven by the audit for 2014 that shows another year of increased fund balance in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. In sum, ladies and gentlemen, the town's independent auditors have verified that your hard-earned tax dollars are hard at work. We thank you for your support. Madam Clerk.
Is there anyone else on the board that has any announcements? Okay, moving on. Are there any public comments on agenda items? Not seeing anyone. We'll go into board resolutions. Resolved that the town board of the town of Ossining hereby approves the June 9th, 2015 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved the town board of the town of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated June 23rd, 2015 in the amount of $188,860.61. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved the town board of the town of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, July 14th, 2015 at 7:30 p.m. in the Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street in Ossining, in the matter of the revisions to the 2002 Town of Ossining Comprehensive Plan. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved the town board of the town of Ossining hereby authorizes establishment of capital project 2015-2193 entitled 2015 Street Paving Project 2193 in the amount of $448,430 to be funded by CHIPS funding, contingency, and highway funds. Do I have a motion?
Here. That's the second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Whereas the town of Ossing and its residents have participated in a series of meetings regarding the 2002 adopted comprehensive plans and have suggested some changes and additions to the town code to support those recommendations, and to whereas these revisions have been vetted by the town's engineering consultant and the town attorney, therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby refers the drafts of the following local laws to the town planning board for mandatory review and comments. Local Law Number 5, 2015, amending notification provisions of the town code. Local Law Number 6 of 2015, amending the tree protection chapter of the town code. Local Law Number 7 of 2015, amending the freshwater wetlands, water courses, and water bodies protection chapter of the town code. Local Law Number 8 of 2015, amending the steep slope protection chapter of the town code. And Local Law Number 9 of 2015, amending the subdivision of land and zoning chapters of the town code. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, I had a question, but second. This is just referring it to the planning board. Once the planning board reviews it and makes any, whether it be typographical change or whatever type, what happens then? Does it come back to us for voting on?
Right, and then it comes back to you, and then you pass a resolution setting a public hearing, hold
Okay.
a second public hearing, another public hearing here on the laws, or you vote on whether to adopt them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And in that time, we would have an opportunity to incorporate any comments from the public and our own comments to enhance and improve on the current drafts.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved, the town board of the town of Ossing hereby acknowledges that in accordance with section 35 of the general municipal law, the 2014 audit of the town of Ossing financial statements and supplementary information has been distributed to and reviewed by the town board, and said report shall be filed with the office of the town clerk. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved, the town board of the town of Ossing hereby acknowledges that in accordance with the Unified Court Systems Action Plan for Justice Courts, the 2014 audit of the town of Ossing Justice Court was conducted as required, and said audit has been distributed to and reviewed by the town board of the town of Ossing. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
We have no
into the
correspondence
record.
to be received and filed. We have no monthly reports, which brings us to visitor recognition. Is there anyone who would like to address the board?
We haven't had in a while, babe. I think he knows who it is.
He's trying to hide.
We all know.
168 Spring Street.
Oh, boy. Just giving you up.
Yes,
Welcome, Bobby Williams.
yes, thank you. And I feel it's a pleasure to be here and see how the board is working. I've been out of circulation for about a couple of years, so I decided to come by and just say hi and make everything just like it's always did here. So, so thank you for acknowledging me that I'm part of the family.
Yeah, you
It's great to have you with us, Bobby.
come
Thank
visit more often again.
Yes. And we
For being here, Bobby. Thank you for being here.
thank you, Northern, for not letting him slip out of here without being noticed.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board? All right, not seeing anyone, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Well, thank you all for coming. I wanted to, I apologize to Madam Supervisor, who had asked me to include something in my opening remarks, and I hope it's not too late for me to mention. She wanted me to elaborate a little bit on how we were paying for the capital project for the paving. So I'm just going to read a brief set of remarks that she made for clarity. So from Supervisor Sue Donnelly, $160,000 of the funds to pay for the capital project of paving in 2015 would be from accumulated CHIPS money. And that is who can help me with that acronym?
Oh, boy, I should know it because it's state, but.
CHIPS is hot.
Mr.
Hey!
Comptroller,
Tom Warren to the
yay.
rescue, please, sir.
Consolidated Highway Improvement Program.
Say it again, because we were
Go ahead,
cheering.
say again.
New York State Consolidated Highway Improvement Program.
As I said, I should have known that, but
When you least expect it, Tom comes out to save the day. Thank you, Tom.
there you go.
Okay, so after that $160,000 in CHIPS money, $200,000 would be derived from the contingency, which was designated for paving when we developed the 2015 budget. After the roads were remeasured and after the final numbers were put together, we will be taking $88,000 out of the highway fund balance to pay for this project. The transfer into the capital project will take place in an early July meeting. We will be working with the Ossining schools and police as we put together our action plans for Brookside Lane, as they determine a safer traffic flow around the Brookside School. And there will be more on that in future meetings. Also, and I also wanted to say, after thanking our department heads, I also wanted to ask our town residents, if you have the opportunity to work alongside or if you interact with any town employees, feel free to give them a thanks and a pat on the back, because they do wonderful things for this town, and if you see them, please extend our heartfelt thanks to them. I'd like to make a couple of closing remarks. Just as far as events in the town this last week, this past Saturday down at the Hudson River, the town dedicated the boat ramp at Lewis Engle Park to Brian J. Johnson. Brian Johnson was a young Ossining resident who lost his life too early in a boating accident. His tragic loss has led to legislation in Albany requiring boat operators to take courses in boating safety. At the dedication of the Brian J. Johnson boat ramp, we heard from state representatives Senator David Carlucci and Assemblywoman Sandra Galiff that statistics show this law has already begun to increase safety awareness and save lives of New York boaters. I also wanted to mention this past weekend, we celebrated the graduation for the class of 2015. This was cause for celebration on the graduation of the Ossining High School class. On behalf of the town, we congratulate the graduates and wish you success, happiness, and health as you venture out beyond the award-winning Ossining High School. Also, I would like to congratulate the class of 2019. Those are the members of Anna M. Dorner School, including my son Charles, who was an 8th grader, who attended a celebration, the moving up ceremony this past weekend. And they will be joining the Ossining High School and then graduating in 2019 with a straight A average. So congratulations to the families of all our graduates. And Sunday was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We hope it was a special day for all of you. Town upcoming events on June 30th, next week, there is no meeting of the town board. That's the 5th Tuesday in June.
Very, very.
Yeah, Northern's going to be here, and I think the supervisor would probably find some way to call us back in for next week, but she's not here right now, so she doesn't get to do that. So at least next Tuesday, you can all tune in to your GoTV channel and watch your favorite reruns of the past town board meetings. So July 2nd, Thursday, we have a fireworks display at Lewis Engle Park. Come down and picnic, families, friends. Bring your chairs and a blanket. Get there early and find a good spot because we will not have access to the Harbor Square lawn as we did in recent years. Enjoy food, including the national award winner Wobble Cafe. Dance and sing to the music of the Mike and Miriam Risco Band. And enjoy a fabulous and spectacular fireworks display with your family and friends. On one final note, remember, school is now out. Please, please, please don't drive distracted. Keep your eyes on the road. Drive safely and enjoy your summer.
Have another event. We have St. Anne's Festival that started this evening, unfortunately, in the rain.
Thank you for reminding me of that. One of the reasons why my 3 boys are here is we were going to hightail it out afterwards to the St. Anne's Festival. Unfortunately, it's raining tonight, but we're still going to go, right, guys? And that continues, I think, until what?
Sunday evening.
Sunday evening. So please, even though we have a little bit of inclement weather out there tonight, please go to the St. Anne's Festival for the rest of this week. Hopefully, we'll get better weather. Thank you. Anything else? Does anybody else have any comments? Meeting. Thank you very much. Good night. Have a great week.